The petrodollar is dying for 50 years. One thing has kept the US dollar at the top of the global financial system. Not American military strength, not democracy, not even the US economy. Oil. And right now, because of the Iran war, that single thing is starting to break apart. In the next 8 minutes, you're going to understand what the petrodollar actually is, why the Iran conflict is putting it under pressure right now, and exactly what that means for your savings, your mortgage, and your grocery bill. Let's get into it. What is the petrodollar? Go back to 1974. America is in trouble. Nixon has just ended the gold standard. The dollar has nothing backing it. Inflation is out of control, and the world is starting to lose faith in American currency. Then Henry Kissinger cuts a deal with Saudi Arabia, a deal that changes everything. The terms were simple. Saudi Arabia, and every op nation, agrees to sell oil exclusively in US dollars. In return, America guarantees Saudi Arabia military protection. One deal. Suddenly every country on earth needs US dollars, not because they love America, but because they need oil. And oil only trades in dollars. That's the petrodollar system. And it's been the invisible foundation of American economic power for 50 years. The Iran war changes everything now. Fast forward to 2026. The US-Iran war is escalating fast. US forces have struck over 13,000 targets inside Iran. Iran has taken heavy damage, but it's responding with something far more dangerous than missiles. It's threatening to control the Strait of Hormuz. Here's why that matters more than any airstrike. Every single day, 20% of the world's oil supply passes through one tiny 33-mile-wide strip of water, the Strait of Hormuz. It is the single most important choke point on the planet, and Iran is sitting right on the edge of it. The yuan pivot, but here's the part that almost no one in the mainstream is talking about clearly. Iran isn't just threatening to block oil. Reports are emerging that Iran is selectively allowing certain oil tankers through the strait, but only if the trade is settled in Chinese yuan, not US dollars. Let that sink in. If oil, the commodity that built the entire petrodollar system, can now move through the world's most critical choke point without dollars, the entire logic of American financial dominance starts to crack. This isn't happening by accident. China has been building alternative payment infrastructure for years. The Enbridge platform, yuan-denominated oil contracts, direct energy deals with Russia, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. The war just handed them the perfect acceleration. What does this mean for you? Okay, geopolitics is interesting, but what does this actually mean for you? Here's the chain reaction broken down simply. If global demand for US dollars falls, America needs to offer higher interest rates to attract foreign buyers of its debt. Higher rates mean higher mortgage costs, higher car loan payments, higher credit card interest. Everything borrowed gets more expensive. At the same time, if oil gets priced outside the dollar, America loses its ability to export inflation to the rest of the world. Right now, because everyone needs dollars, America can print more without paying the full price domestically. That advantage disappears. Your grocery bill goes up, your fuel costs rise, your rent climbs. And here's the number that makes this terrifying. America currently has $39 trillion in debt. That debt is manageable as long as the world needs dollars to buy oil. The moment demand for dollars drops, servicing that debt becomes a crisis unlike anything in modern history. Is the dollar actually dying? Now, I want to be straight with you, because there are channels that will tell you the dollar collapses tomorrow. It's not what the data shows. Here's what's actually happening. Even as the Iran crisis has escalated, the dollar has strengthened in the short term. Because in times of global fear, investors rush into dollars as a safe haven. That's still happening. But the long-term picture is different. China and Russia have been settling energy trades outside the dollar for 2 years. Saudi Arabia is quietly exploring yuan-denominated oil contracts. Gold prices are at record highs as central banks diversify away from dollar reserves. The trend is undeniable, it's just moving slowly. The dollar isn't dying this year, but the system that made it untouchable is being stress-tested like never before. The 3 outcomes. So where does this go? There are 3 realistic outcomes. Outcome 1, the Iran war ends quickly. All flows return to normal. The petrodollar survives intact. Business as usual for now. Outcome 2, the conflict drags on for months or years. More oil trades in yuan. The petrodollar weakens gradually. America's debt becomes more expensive to service. Inflation stays elevated for longer than anyone expects. Outcome 3, the extreme scenario. A full collapse of the petrodollar. The dollar loses reserve currency status. America faces a debt spiral unlike anything in its history. Most credible analysts see outcome 2, not a sudden collapse, but a slow structural erosion that reshapes the global economy over the next decade. The takeaway here's the bottom line. The Iran war is not just a military conflict. It is a financial one. Every airstrike, every blocked tanker, every yuan-denominated oil deal, it's all accelerating a shift that was already quietly underway. The question isn't whether the petrodollar will change. It already is. The question is how fast, and whether the people managing American policy move quickly enough to adapt. The countries and investors who understand this early will be the ones who protect their financial future through it. And now you're one of them. If you want to understand how the global economy actually works and what these shifts mean for your money, hit subscribe, because this is just one piece of a much bigger story we're going to keep breaking down. Share this with one person who needs to understand what's happening. I'll see you in the next one.